Welcome, everyone, to the Tethys Shipyards. I am Takeshi Yamato, the Yardmaster, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
Today, we are covering the Fek'lhr-Class starship. Basically, the Klingon support vessel from Star Trek Armada 2 that also showed up as a ship in Starfleet Command 3.
The Fek'lhr-Class, well, Fek'lhr-Class, that's the proper name, I believe. Yeah, it is the Fek'lhr-Class.
Ah.
And yes, that is the proper pronunciation. Go watch Devil's Due.
Ah.
Was yet another attempt to replace the venerable, but seemingly unwilling to die, D7 Katinga class. However, due to the usual political backstabbing, bureaucracy, and the general unwillingness of wanting to retire the Katinga, mostly because the D15 Koloth class, its direct development, was still proving to be very successful in service. Well, it took an eternity to finally get this thing into service, spearheaded mostly by the Federation, informing the Klingon Empire of the existence of the Borg. Suddenly the Borg put everything into focus, don't they?
Yeah.
Treaty limitations? Hell no! The Borg don't care about treaties. So you can throw the tonnage limit right out the rear end. Because it's the smart option to do when you're in the middle of a existential crisis.
Yeah.
Article 14, Section 31. Otherwise known as knowing when you're screwed and doing something about it.
Yeah.
Alright. Regardless, it still took a great amount of time to get the Fek'lhr-Class back into operation, slowed substantially down by the Klingon Civil War. By the time this ship entered production, the Dominion War had already started, which really slowed down ship production because this was a more or less unproven design. However, the few Fek'lhrs that actually got into service, well, the Cardassians quickly learned to fear the abilities of this ship. The generation of artificial ion storms, its enhanced command, control, and communications capabilities, which were often called the Death Chant by Starfleet officers, and other more esoteric capabilities. When a Fek'lhr entered the system, well, somebody was going to Grethor.
Yep.
They just weren't Klingons.
Yep.
The Fek'lhr continued in service into the brief Borg incursion shortly after the Dominion War, otherwise known as the events of Star Trek Armada, and the attempted uprising in Cardassian space, otherwise known as the Klingon campaign of Armada 2. However, unlike the Nebula class, which proved to be incredibly adaptable, the Fek'lhr simply wasn't. The ship's time in service is quickly coming to an end, though her role has more or less been taken up by other Klingon science vessels, but mostly the Gorn have gone and supplanted this vessel.
Yeah.
That said, the ship should be entering production once again very soon, because the Klingon Empire always has a need for science-oriented battlecruisers. Hint, hint, cryptic.
Yes, hint, hint. Give us this ship. And
almost every ship here. Most of them are non-canon, so
yeah,
that's garbage. I'm pretty sure most of these are non-canon, but still, this is most certainly a beta boat.
And we want it. Like I said, it was in Armada and Armada 2, and I used it in both, and it was interesting. It was nice. It was also in Starfleet Command 3. I never played I never got around to playing that back in the day, and while I've gotten it gotten it in more recent times, playing it's a bit of an issue, so haven't really been able to do that. And besides, I would probably stick with Morels, Kavorts, Vorchas, or Nagvars. Still,
This
this
ship,
thing is,
this ship serves her job.
yeah,
So why don't we get to statting this thing?
yeah. Now, as a note, I'm taking the systems values and department modifiers from, well, yeah, I'm mostly taking the systems values and department modifiers from the continuing mission and Terry's Shipyard series, a short a short 2 installment series by ELH that basically was my inspiration. ELH did live streams of making ships for Star Trek adventures using the UP rules. And while he only really did 2 installments with 2 ships each before he decided it was just getting too cookie cutter for him and stopped. I've sort of picked up the slack with the Tethys shipyards. Hopefully he like I hopefully he's okay. I hopefully he likes some of the stuff I've come up with and is willing to use it in some of his games.
A damn shame he's not using any of our non-Trek stuff.
Yeah,
All that
but
works for almost nothing.
yeah, but yeah. Anyway, we've given this thing an entered service date of 2369. The first few vessels entering service basically after the Klingon Civil War and shortly before the whole situation with the Dominion starts flaring up. System is a scale 4 starship, so and systems values are comms 11, computers 9, engines 9, sensors 8, structure 9, weapons 11. And for department modifiers, it has 1 point each in command, security, and engineering. For weapons, it has disruptor cannons, disruptor banks, photon torpedoes, and a strength 3 tractor beam. For talents, we actually tried this once before. Honestly, we tried doing this video once before, but got disrupted before we could get to the talents.
Other than being a command vessel, and of course the ability to create little ion fields.
Yeah.
Because that explains the death chant real easy. Just playing music over comms to boost morale.
Yeah. We'll give it the command ship talent. And let's see. I'll do improved hull integrity as well.
It's a tough little boat.
Let's see. Let me. And we'll give it the same ion maelstrom projector ability, projector special rule as we gave the Buran class.
Yes, but unlike that thing, this thing can actually toss it.
Yeah.
Mostly because, well, the Baran is designed to power it. More effective that way.
Yeah. Ion Storm at a target point up to, let's say, long range away.
Yes, because you don't want to be in the middle of an ion storm unless you're a Baran-class starship, or the non or a non-STD version of the one in STO.
Yeah.
Because
And
look at the bloody thing. It's no.
yeah. So, descriptor trait, Klingon starship. Don't really see a need for any new one. So that's pretty much it for, well, hmm,
Beast of the Underworld.
Beast of the Underworld. That works. Yeah.
After all, it's the Fek'lhr-Class. And what the hell? What is wrong with people? Ugh. Gamma.
Uh,
Not gamma. Logical, but... Well, I'm just waiting for Take to finish up.
yeah. So that is basically the Fek'lhr. The basically the another Klingon battlecruiser that was decent at science in Armada 3, Armada and Armada 2. Well, basic a decent special weapon ship in Armada and Armada 2. In SFC 3, it was another customizable starship you could get. And this thing really, really needs to be an STO. Hint, hint, cryptic, get on that!
Hell, I can even make a very simple and easy way to get this thing in. Battlecruiser? Command. Special console? Ion Storm generate... project... Ion Storm projectile. Simple, easy, quick. Bye-bye.
Yeah.